Welcome everyone to our weekly wellness call. I'm going to try to live broadcast this for everyone to see. And at some point in time, I really hope to be able to live broadcast it to more than one group at a time. And then you can all see it. But ideally, this is our community group on creating a healer in every home. And I'm Debbie Gordon. And my desire is that you feel comfortable and confident reaching for your natural solutions as you manage your family's wellness. And so I'm going to bring up a PowerPoint here tonight and see if we can create a class that might be doable for you. All right, how's that? And so I just really want you to feel comfortable. We've had announcement of BOGO sale this week, both in the US and Canada and Australia. And so I'm going to start off talking about the US BOGO pairings, and then I'm going to go into the Canadian BOGO pairings. And Australia, Jade Baldwin is so good to let you aware of what's going on. So I'm going to leave that for Jade. But I just want you to know how much I appreciate you and how much I really want you to feel like you are taken care of and supported and part of a well-established community. And so I have managed my family's wellness with doTERRA now for 14 years, and it has been a huge blessing for our family. We have been blessed tremendously. And so I know what all these oils do and what they're good for. And I really do see that this is an opportunity to really stock up on those much needed items that you're going to need as you manage your family's wellness. So without further ado, let's go ahead and move forward here. So in the US, we have our first BOGO pairing. Well, you see them there. Our BOGO pairings by Tightening Serum, get the doTERRA Sun Moisturizer lotion for free. By Gila Chrism Touch, get frankincense for free. By Melissa, get blue tansy for free. By Osmanthus, get magnolia for free. Those are touch blends. And by Air X and get citrus bloom for free. And we're going to go through each one of these oils individually and separately and talk about them a little bit more. And I would love for you to post in the comments below what your uses of these oils are for and how you have benefited from them. Now, tightening serum obviously is for fine lines, wrinkles. That's baggy eyes for me. I have used this product since it came out from doTERRA many years ago. It has been one of my go-tos every single day, morning and night at least. And sometimes in between, if I wash my face in between or I need to go out again, I will oftentimes use it a third time, but at least morning and night. On the other hand, this doTERRA sunscreen moisturizing lotion, I'm going to call it a really great makeup for my husband because he uses this every single day and he absolutely loves it. My husband has very fair skin. And what I've noticed as I've gotten older and I'm not going to the pool every day with my kids and swimming lessons and that I actually have freckled more as I've gotten older. And so I'm listening to Ruth Goff this morning, and Ruth says that freckles, her dad used to tell her that freckles were kisses from angels. And I've remembered saying that myself. In fact, that came out of my mouth as I was raising my boys. And it comes to be that freckles are actually a sign of sun exposure and too much sun exposure. And so when we get those little formations of those little round dots all over our body, we're probably not reacting to the skin very well. And this moisturizing lotion is fantastic for that. It has a built-in SPF of 28. And this is a really great mineral sunscreen that is a really beautiful thing and does not go on white. There's no white cast, but it's got some really great benefits for your skin, some really great protective benefits, and it is all natural with essential oils in it. And so you are going to love this little jewel, okay? And so tightening serum contains the rhizobium and acacia gum, which provides the lifting benefits. And the best way to use it is to, of course, wash your face, put your toner on, and then apply the tightening serum before your moisturizer. Now, I just barely learned that, and I have always been doing my moisturizer and then my tightening serum on the outside. So I am just 2 days into switching this around for many years now, and I don't know how long it's been, however long the tightening serum has been out, however long the essential skincare line has been out, I've been using the tightening serum. And so at any rate, that you want to apply it in upward motion, and you can use this jade roller if you want to do that. But this is really designed to be used morning and night to tighten moisturize your skin and tighten your skin so that you have less droopiness, less wrinkles, less signs of aging. And so this is going to be a really helpful thing. Now, notice the essential oils in this blend. We've got frankincense, Hawaiian sandalwood, and myrrh in this. And so this is scientifically formulated to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. And you know what? I am so grateful for doTERRA's skincare products, and I use all of them. And at various times and often every single day, I use my routine is pretty intense. Now, this sunscreen, this is really a lightweight moisturizer. I have used this, but I haven't used it every day like my husband has. And after talking to Ruth this morning, I'm thinking this is something I probably ought to try and use this sunscreen to prevent the appearance of freckles. How's that? And so this protects us from both UVA and UVB rays. So when we are exposed to the blue lights of our screens and computers, this moisturizer actually protects us from that and protects us from the benefit or the adverse effects of that exposure to our skin. So this moisturizes your face with a tested skin sensitivity formula while providing 28 SPF protection. This nourishes the skin with vitamin E oil and antioxidant-rich botanicals like Avodia, grapeseed, and certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils. This is free of any known harmful chemicals and ingredients, including parabens, phthalates, oxybenzone, and synthetic fragrances. And so you want to apply this about 15 minutes before sun exposure and repeat every couple of hours. Now, if you are entering the water, you'll want to repeat after you get out of the water. And so keep in mind that this is not a water protectant sunscreen. It is a moisturizer with SPF benefits. And so this allows you to get out in nature and enjoy the springtime, the summertime, do your gardening and not have to worry about too much sun exposure. So this is fantastic product, okay? All right, our next pairing is buy Helichrysum Touch, get Frankincense Touch for free. Now, this Helichrysum Touch is fantastic for any kind of wounds, any kind of tissue damage, any kind of skin separation, any kind of bleeding, bruising. Grab it. It's ready to reach and roll for you, for your kiddos. It is always it's in my kitchen. I have one in my kitchen. I have one in my bathroom right next to my sink. And we use this Helichrysum roller all the time. But it's also fantastic, mamas and expectant mamas. It's fantastic for stretch marks. It's fantastic for nerve discomfort. So if you have any sharp shooting pains or referred pain, this is a fantastic roller bottle to have available. You can roll it behind the ears. I love to make sure on a wound that we cleanse the wound first. And if we were out in the wild, it would be very good to just pour a few drops of the tea tree oil on the wound. Cleanse the wound before you use what I call a liquid band-aid with the helichrysum, and then apply the helichrysum to help that skin mend itself together. And this is truly wonderful, but you can also use it for sinus pressure. You can use it for ear discomfort, any kind of skin irritations, and you can use it anytime you feel overwhelmed, like life's not going your way, and you're feeling a little bit hopeless, a little bit frustrated, and a little bit disconnected with life, okay? That's a really great one. Now, frankincense, we all know, is the king of all the oils. When in doubt, reach for frankincense. It is also fantastic for anything skin. It is fantastic as a nice calming benefit, has a little bit of a sedative benefit, not a huge sedative benefit, but it can help you relax your brain and relax from the overwhelm of the day and calm down that monkey brain so that you can sleep much better. And so this is a great duo. And in my opinion, these are must-have products. And so helichrysum is the oil of emotional pain and helps us really, truly let go and begin to heal. So again, we can use it all over our skin. I really hold this one for wound healing, any kind of skin separation or skin disruption, any kind of bleeding, bruising, swelling, helichrysum to the rescue. And that's what it is. And so this is also referred to as the everlasting or immortal flower. Helichrysum is used in anti-aging products for its rejuvenating benefits. And it takes a lot of helichrysum flowers to get the essential oil from it. And that's why it's one of our more precious oils. So now frankincense, I love this graphic to help us find balance, all right? Helichrysum, or excuse me, frankincense is one that really connects us to our paternal divinity and helps us feel that fatherly love and that fatherly protection being provided for, cared for, and helps us just kind of feel loving arms wrapped around us. And so frankincense is one that I use absolutely daily. I actually apply it around my eyes straight. I don't have it diluted around my eyes, but this frankincense roller comes in really handy, and I actually have one in my purse. So this provides a soothing aromatic experience, but also reduces any aging of the skin, promotes healthy young looking skin, and you can also use it for discomfort in your head or discomfort in your body. It's got some great anti-inflammatory benefits. And also you can rub it over your heart to just have a nice calming experience. So let's talk about Melissa and Blue Tansy. I am shocked that this BOGO sold out almost on first day. It was gone by about 8:30 this morning. I realized that I had helped several people with their orders yesterday, and last night I was climbing in bed and realized I hadn't placed my BOGO order. The first thing I did was to get on my team app as a lead on the leader app and actually check to see what our stock was to see if I could go to sleep and wake up in the morning and take care of this. And when I saw that Melissa and Blue Tansy were 90% sold out, I quickly opened up my doTERRA account and placed in a couple of orders and actually made sure that I got a couple of these Melissa and Blue Tansy combinations. Now, Melissa is one that I would not be caught without. This is a must-have in our home. And I watch my stores of Melissa oil very, very carefully. There's been a whole lot of respiratory issues going around in our neck of the woods, and I'm sure you find it the same in yours. And so Melissa oil is our strongest antiviral oil, and it is very, very good for immune function. And so this is one, if I feel like I'm even getting something, I am using Melissa under my tongue. I want Melissa internally. I've used it aromatically, I've used it topically, but I truly want this one internally. And when I stick it under my tongue, I actually like to stick the tip of my tongue right down there and put it to the roof of my mouth. Because when we put it to the roof of our mouth, it has some incredible benefits for emotional support and helps us overcome anxious feelings, fears, concerns, worries, helps us overcome those feelings of despair or overwhelmed or wondering if life's even worth it anymore. And a combination of this Melissa oil along with frankincense and bergamot under the tongue is most helpful for those who are struggling with a will to live. And we just recently hosted my nephew and his family as he flew into Salt Lake City, Utah to attend a funeral of a dear friend from school. This friend was actually working out east where my nephew lived. My nephew lives in Virginia, and this young man was working in Washington, D.C. And he was a graduated ophthalmologist and had 1 year, was 1 year post residency. So he was doing well. It felt like he had everything going for him. And lo and behold, he had been unhappy for a great long time, had written a long note about the destruction of residency and the fact that doctors' medical residency programs need to be cleaned up and not be so stressful and overwhelming. And so this was a really sad departure from the world. And I'm going to say that there are a lot of people out there feeling the same. And so Melissa is a must-have. It is my first reach for any kind of suicidal tendencies. I really strongly recommend that you have this one in your home, along with some frankincense and bergamot. But Melissa is the oil of light, and it lifts that dark, dark gray cloud that sometimes follows us through life as we have some difficult challenges, trials, and losses. And certainly over the past few years, we have all experienced something of the sort. And so this is a really great one to have. So the BOGO was by Melissa Get Blue Tansy for free, and Melissa is and Blue Tansy are now sold out. So I'm going to open up my book here to Blue Tansy because it is truly a wonder. And I love Blue Tansy on the skin, but I have used Blue Tansy as the oil of inspired action to help me get much more done and increase my productivity. And I looked at this BOGO this time and I was like, oh my gosh, we need a 30-day Melissa challenge and we need a 30-day Blue Tansy challenge. And we could certainly use them together. In fact, if you were to use them together, you would find some remarkable benefits. And I just barely started a 30-day Miracle Morning challenge. And I've got several things that I'm doing with that, but I really think that if I were to add the Melissa and Blue Tansy, it would be even much better. And so that is my plan. As soon, my daughter-in-law just dropped off my orders here just a little while ago. And so that is my plan, is to pull out my Melissa and put a drop of Melissa under my tongue morning and night. And then the Blue Tansy, I love it for skin, like I say, and I always add 4 to 5 drops of blue tansy and 4 to 5 drops of thyme oil to the HD Clear Skin for my boys with cystic acne. And it is incredibly helpful, reduces the inflammation, really is great for wound healing as well. But it also has shamazoline in it, and just like the yarrow pom, and so it's very, very blue. And the blue tansy is more blue than the yarrow pom, and you might look like a Smurf. But applying the blue tansy to your big toes on each foot is really helpful for inspired action, helping you move forward and get a whole lot more accomplished than you ever thought possible. So this is a great one. It's also fantastic if you are a procrastinator and need to get things done. It's great for any kind of skin. Like I said, it's great for head tension. It's great for low energy. It's great for gut issues. It's great for a feeling of apathy. So combining blue tansy with Melissa is a real bang for your buck and great for elevating your self-esteem. And so those two are magnificent. And I'm going to just encourage you to keep these two on your wish list. If you miss the BOGO, buy Melissa Get Blue Tansy for free. Keep these two on your wish list and work to use your points or to earn them in some way in the future because you want these to happen. Okay. Um, All right, so let's move on here. I think I've talked about this. So here's our Melissa challenge. All right, for 21 days it says, but I would say 30 days. Put a drop on the thumb pad and put the thumb pad to the roof of your mouth and hold it there for a full minute. Really, truly intense. I did this with my sister when she lost her oldest son to a school bus accident. The school bus rolled over her son. That was a very traumatic experience. And we had lost my brother to cancer. We had lost my nephew, and then not much later we lost my grandmother, and then the next year we lost my sister-in-law. And we were just feeling heavy-hearted, all of our entire family, and we just were kind of not really shaking our fists at God, but we were basically saying, please give us a break. We need a break to recoup, to recover. And my sister was struggling, and we were all just really depleted and suffering with adrenal fatigue from all the emotions and the losses. And so my sister came down and we actually did this together, this little challenge together. And the first time I did it with her, I said, now hold your thumb to the roof of your mouth for a full minute. And I set the timer on my watch. And I pulled my thumb out before that timer went off, and my sister went, And after a full minute, she was like, oh my gosh, that was powerful. And so as the oil of light, this one, this Melissa, lifts that gray cloud. But I've used it for any kind of brain injuries, any kind of traumatic brain injuries, any kind of stroke or head trauma accidents. I've used it for all kinds of things with the brain. And I love to diffuse it. And I remember one of our team members called me in a panic. Her father had had a stroke. He was in the ICU. And she said, what do I do? And I said, get some Melissa and diffuse it. Now, this father had been diagnosed with vascular dementia many years previous. I think it was about 8 years prior to his stroke. And he had had on MRI, they had seen some brain damage. And so after they diffused this Melissa, and he went in for another MRI to see about the condition of his brain and the brain bleed that had happened with the stroke, they could not only find no more brain bleed, but they also found no more brain damage. And so that was proven on MRI with the previous MRI. So this is a powerful, powerful gift of nature to help reconnect those neural pathways. And so I encourage you to get this one and have it on hand. So when anybody has brain trauma and they are out, they are in a coma or comatose because of medication, you can diffuse this and you can apply it to the brainstem, you can apply it to the feet, you can apply it to the back of the neck, you can apply it to the head anywhere, okay? So keep this one in the back of your mind and don't be caught without it. All right, and here's the blue tansy. Okay, so oil of inspired action really helps you take initiative, get moving and move forward, plunge through those difficult negative self-talk and difficult negative beliefs that are no longer serving you. This is a beautiful, beautiful oil, and you can add a drop, of course, to your moisturizer. Like I said, I have a roller bottle. So what I did was I created a roller bottle for the Blue Tansy Challenge, 30-day challenge. I still have it at my sink. I have used it actually multiple times this week, and I've actually applied it to my toes a couple of times, but I've used it on my face. I'm almost 60 years old, and I had had a breakout from the cleanse this time, and I was using Blue Tansy to help with that inflammation and help bring down those pimples, all right? So very, very helpful. Also, the blue tansy is in the deep blue. So is helichrysum, and so is osmanthus, as we're going to talk about all three of those tonight. They're all in the deep blue, so they all have a really great benefit for healing discomfort and stopping that cascade of inflammation. So this is great for head tension, and you'll notice some really great things. Now, this duo of us by Osmanthus get Magnolia for free. This is actually 50% sold out. The Helichrysum frankincense is 75% sold out. I'm just going to encourage you to get these BOGOs. If you haven't taken advantage of them, these are a no-brainer. And if you buy 150 PV from the US warehouse or from the Canadian warehouse, you will get a free product. And in the US, you're going to get a free Davana. We'll talk about that later, but that is worth the 150 PV to get that Davana. You cannot purchase Osmanthus, nor can you purchase Davana. So this BOGO gives you a sweet opportunity to get these two gems in your collection. Okay, so let's talk about Osmanthus again. That is in the deep blue blend. Has a really nice calming of anxious feelings, and it is a fantastic oil for a personal perfume. It smells absolutely positively divine. It's the oil of gentleness, and it helps us with a gentle mindset. And I wanted to read something here from the book, the Essential Emotions book, to help you understand the power of osmanthus, because it is a powerful oil. Okay, one more page, or the pages are sticking together. So as the oil of gentleness, osmanthus reassuring aroma melts away states of stress, overextending, and hurriedness. It helps individuals relax into simple moments and appreciate what is happening right here, right now, in the present, to breathe in deeply the captivating smell after rain, to look at the exquisite color of a blossoming flower, or to listen to the soft hum of bees' wings. It invites them to slow down and experience gratitude for the awe-inspiring things around them. As osmanthus encourages gentleness, it has a softening effect on our hearts and minds and asks individuals to extend mercy and compassion to themselves and to others. For individuals who have become hardened or hard driven from the disappointments or demands of life, this oil whispers to them to surrender their resistance and striving to choose instead to yield and flow. It invites, let me read that again. I kind of messed up the language on that one. Um, so for individuals who have become hardened or hard driving from the disappointments or demands of life, this oil whispers to them to surrender their resistance and strive to choose instead of yield, and strive to choose. Let me read that again. My goodness. And striving and choose instead to yield and flow. I really truly messed that up. I apologize. It invites individuals to open and receive its feminine, nurturing, and solace all the way into the center and of their being. It reminds them that their heart is meant to overflow with authentic, sacred, tender emotion, and that love can heal all wounds. Osmanthus teaches that one is never truly left alone, that there are unseen arms reaching out, longing to help in times of need. It invites individuals to open their eyes to angelic mercies ever present in their life and to call upon divine helpers when they need assistance. This oil encourages them to receive the divine love pouring out to them every day and allow it to fill their hearts completely. Osmanthus reminds individuals that their souls are of infinite worth and they are cherished by a loving creator. That is a beautiful description of osmanthus. Now, osmanthus is actually in the same botanical family as jasmine and lilac. And if I could have a dream come true, it would be that one day we would have lilac essential oil. I look like a hound dog when the lilacs open up and bloom, and I go around sniffing every blossom that is on my property. I absolutely positively love the smell of lilac. And I would venture to say that osmanthus is of that same quality. It is so gentle and beautiful that it's a beautiful, beautiful perfume. And I love to wear it often, as magnolia is as well. And so this one you can apply to skin, obviously, to promote hydrated skin. It can be used during massage. You can roll it on your wrists or neck or behind your ears as a personal fragrance. You can use osmanthus touch as a comforting sweet aroma as you meditate or practice yoga. And it's great in the diffuser, but you would have to pull off that roller to do it. Okay. You can use it in your diffusing jewelry. So this is really beautiful. It's cultivated in East Asia. It's a small evergreen shrub or small tree, and just a beautiful, beautiful floral oil. Now, the magnolia is one of my favorites as well. And this is the oil of compassion, but I love to call magnolia the oil of motherly compassion. I love it as a mother. It calms me down. I think it's absolutely lovely. I typically bathe in it. I actually love to wear this on Sundays. I'm not sure why, but I love to wear it every day of the week. But Sundays, I typically roll it all over my arms. It's like a lotion for me. I absolutely love, love, love magnolia. And you can actually mix the osmanthus, the magnolia, and the divana together for a real bang for your buck and a beautiful adaptogenic personal fragrance that you will fall in love with that has some really powerful emotional benefits. So this is also great for the skin. Any of these flower oils are great for the skin. The flower oils are also fantastic for hormonal balance and support. And they also increase your it has an aphrodisiac and increases your libido. So these are beautiful oils. And I would venture to say that these help put you in a state of mind where you can relax and enjoy life a whole lot better. Magnolia blossoms are picked in the early morning, just like the jasmine flowers, because it changes the chemical constituents when they are exposed to sun. So early morning or late at night in the dark. And this is a beautiful, beautiful oil. Whoops, I went backwards. So, okay. So, all right, let's talk about Air X. If you buy Air X, you're going to get the citrus bloom for free in the US. And in Canada, if you buy Air X, you're going to get the Purify blend in Canada. Now, Air X is one that I recommend that you never run out of. Make sure you are stocked up on it. Make sure that you have a couple on hand. This is one that I have recommended to dozens and dozens and dozens of people over the last 4 months, 5 months probably. And I recommend it again. My daughter-in-law is sick right now, and I recommended it to her. This is an oil blend that you can use aromatically, topically, and internally. And Airx has an oil called Litsea in it, and you see that the blend Litsea is named first in the label. And so we know that that's the top amount of the oil combination is Litsea. It is a very potent antibacterial, antiviral, anti-inflammatory, anti oil, and it is fantastic for respiratory support. Litsea is fantastic for helping to stop that persistent cough that comes after all that we've had this winter and is still going on. And so we have had the CVID, we have had the influenza, we have had RSV, and that Litsea is magnificent for all of that. You can put it in your water bottle, you can apply it to your chest with some dilution, and you can put it in your diffuser. And I recommend all three ways if you are in a respiratory compromised situation. Now, we've had so many sick people around us, and I just had a birth last week on Thursday evening. And as I was gearing up to that, and I am on call, I could go anytime to attend a birth once that mama gets to about 37 weeks. And so from 37 weeks to 42 weeks, I am basically on call. And I did not want to get sick. And there was so much going around that we diffused Air X a lot. And my husband got a little bit under the weather, and I diffused Air X for him, and he absolutely loved it. And he said, "Man, that smells so good." So Air X is a combination, as you see there, of Litsea, tangerine, grapefruit, frankincense, and cardamom. And so you already know the benefits of frankincense. We just talked about that. And cardamom is also really, really helpful for respiratory and gut issues. Tangerine is a potent cleansing citrus oil, and it smells absolutely divine. And mixed with the grapefruit, that is a wonderful powerhouse combination of citrus oils. And then you add the Litsea to it, and you've got one heck of a powerhouse. I just want to point out here that AirX was first developed for the Australian community during, it had a different name, but it was during the when Australia was on fire, when so much of Australia was on fire, to help clear the smoke to support the respiratory system. It cleanses the air, it cleans up odors, and it's really truly magnificent. But I have hunkered down to use this one for respiratory support in particular, and absolutely love, love, love this AirX. So if you feel something off with your kiddos, get out the RX, diffuse it, apply it topically, add it to some water, and have them drink it, and it's magnificent. So now citrus bloom is paired with the Litsea for good reason. This is the oil of new beginnings. I want to read to you a little bit about citrus bloom. This is one of my very favorite oils. And I would venture to say that my sons and husband all love citrus bliss. It is the oil of springtime, and it literally makes it smell like springtime everywhere. It's a combination of floral oils and citrus oils, as you can see here on the screen. And this oil is a blend of new beginnings. In each individual's life, there is a time when the previous chapter comes to a close and a new one is about to begin. This blend is an ally during the metamorphosis and transition phases of life, where what is about to emerge still remains unseen. So if you think about that phrase for about what is about to emerge, sometimes we're not sure ourselves what is about to emerge, but this one can pull us up on top, okay? This combination of essential oils is wonderful for clearing stagnant energies, which are keeping individuals immobilized. It also encourages them to accept where they have come from and see the necessity of their previous experiences in bringing them to where they are now. It reminds that while one can always learn from past mistakes, an abundance of compassion is essential while processing regret. I love this oil blend. And many of you know my personal stories, and I could tell you multiple stories of where this oil applies to me, Debbie Gordon. Citrus Bloom inspires excitement for new possibilities in every new road and sees every road as an opportunity to discover new parts of the self and embrace adventure. This blend teaches joy in the journey. It invites individuals to live the life they feel called to live and pursue the passions that make them come alive. Citrus Bloom encourages individuals to really listen to themselves and honor the messages received. Its bright, optimistic energy lifts individuals when they feel within it's time to start anew. It invites them to trust there is purpose in each step they take and to believe in the promise of each new dawn. Now, let me remind you that our abode, lotion, and foaming hand soap have the citrus bloom essential oil blend in them. So that is the aroma of our abode, lotion, and hand soap. And I absolutely love it. In fact, somebody asked me just yesterday, I think, when are they bringing back citrus bloom lotion? And I said, we already have it. It's the abode lotion. And so thank goodness that is a permanent product. Now here's a fun couple of diffuser blends. Blooming Happy with 3 drops of balance, 2 drops of citrus bloom, and 1 drop of lime. And Supremely Citrus, 2 drops each of citrus bloom, tangerine, and grapefruit. And there's that combination again of tangerine and grapefruit. Now, citrus bloom already has in it wild orange, pink grapefruit, Roman chamomile, magnolia. And then we're going to add a little more citrus of tangerine and grapefruit, and you're going to get an explosion of citrus. And here's a wonderful room deodorizer, a 4-ounce glass spray bottle with 20 drops of citrus bloom, 1 tablespoon of witch hazel to help it stay in the air, and then fill it up with filtered water and shake, 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 and spray, spray, spray. So that's a beautiful thing. All right, let's talk for a moment about Divana. I remember when this oil came out in our convention pack a number of years ago. It was during COVID. We were supposed to be at convention in person, and because of COVID, we could not meet. And so this was in the convention pack. And so I hosted a watch party, and I had a number of people here in my home. And as we opened the convention pack and pulled out this Divana roller, we had a wonderful experience. Divana roller is known as an adaptogenic roller, which means it adapts and changes for each and every individual. So this can be used as a personal perfume, but it's much, much more than a personal personal perfume. Yeah, we can say that pure, right? Perfume. And so we actually had men and women in my home that day or that night. And we rolled Divana on us each one. And then we became sniffing hound dogs to smell what it smelled like on each individual. And this was a wild, wild experience because it was incredible how different it smelled on each individual. And so it really does give you what you need. Now, Divana is the oil of uninhibited flow. And I just want you to ask yourself if you have some stagnant flow in your realm, in your world, in your body, in your spirit, in your emotions, if you have have felt stagnated or stuck or halted, this is an oil for you. And you can get it free with a 150 PV order from the US. And I'm going to just say, place another order to get the Davana free. Add a BOGO to it or two and get the Davana for free. Okay. And so I believe that 150 PV does need to be, actually, now that I said that out loud, it does need to be BOGO PV. Okay. So take advantage of getting this Davana, and you want to have this in your repertoire. And then, like I said earlier, you can mix this with the osmanthus and the magnolia for a beautiful, beautiful blend. So let's see if I did this book. I may need to pull out another book. Yeah, here it is. The oil of uninhibited flow. Davana is a distinctive oil as its aroma is unique to each individual. It changes and adapts to each person's specific chemistry and emotional needs. It is used to treat a wide range of physical ailments and is equally broad in its emotional diversity. Davana is both calming and strengthening. It helps release tension and increase the flow of creative energy. It addresses the fears which stop individuals. I hope I'm actually running here. Yeah. Let me go back there. It helps release tension and increase the flow of creative energy. It addresses the fears which stop individuals from feeling the full range of their emotions, inviting them to trust the process of life and allow things to unfold naturally. This oil assists with a wide range of sacral chakra issues and imbalances. It invites deeper awareness. Now, sacral chakra is that chakra that ends in our crotch, so to speak. Okay. That's where our sacral chakra is. So, with childbearing women with any kind of sexual function or dysfunction, any kind of reproductive issues, any kind of libido issues, Davana is going to be a really great choice to use in the healing for that. Okay. It invites deeper awareness of the ability to connect with the self and with others in more intimate and vulnerable ways. It reveals how much is being held back. How much are you holding back? If you can't really let go and uninhibited flow and feel complete acceptance being yourself, how much are you holding back? Davana will help you let go and become truly authentic in your self-expression. And so it reveals how much is being held back, kept safe, and suppressed. It helps manifest healthy sexuality and assists individuals in being more comfortable in their own skin. Davana encourages all to embrace the gift of their bodies, get in touch with their sensuality, and allow themselves permission to experience desire. Davana facilitates reclaiming personal power and belief in the ability to create healthier connections than in the past. It helps individuals to clearly invite what will serve and enhance their life and repel what weakens them and drains them of their life force. This oil imbues them with the confidence and courage they need to choose a life full of passion and purpose. And so this is a beautiful one. It really does change. So you can use this as a personal perfume. You can apply it to the reproductive uh, reflexology points around the ankles. You can apply it to the lower abdomen. You can really help to heal that sacral chakra by applying this wherever you need it for that healing benefit. Okay, so here's your savings here. Now, I'm just going to say that once the Melissa and Blue Tansy sold out, the BOGO bundle became unavailable. So now you've got to buy individual BOGOs, but here's your savings on each one of these pairings, and it is really beautiful. I do not know what the cost of Davana is because it's not listed here and because it's not something we can buy, but it's worth its weight in gold, and we would be blessed to have that one in our home. So lots of good savings this time and lots of fantastic oils to help you manage your family's wellness and your own. So, all right. Okay, so let's move on now to the Canadian BOGOs. Obviously, a little different lineup in Canada right now, but this was equally impressive. And so now, you know what? I'm going to go back there for just a moment. With the US BOGO pairings, if you bought the entire BOGO collection, one of each of these BOGOs, and got the Davana for free, you were saving about $263 and it was costing you $262. But if you were a new customer, a new doTERRA member, then you would be saving $368 with all the freebies that you get as a new customer and the free shipping, the free membership. Add that on the $263 plus free membership, free shipping, and free gifts. And you get to choose now from your free gifts. You're going to get a free diffuser with 150 PV. You're going to get to choose another free gift. Actually, you can choose a free gift instead of the diffuser. And you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck right now as a new customer. So, boy, reach out to your friends and neighbors and help them get started with these BOGOs and save tons of money. So back to Canada. Okay, so the free product in Canada, if you spend 150 PV, is the Malama hand cream, and it is wonderful. In fact, just last week on what day was it? Friday. I actually got to sit down and have lunch with Peggy Smith. She was in town and she called and asked if we could possibly get together. We were going to go out on Thursday, and then my doula client went into labor, so we canceled and postponed it for the next day, hoping that I would be done and that I could go to lunch with her, and I did. And while we were visiting, she pulled her Malama cream out of her purse and applied it, and it smells divine. My husband and boys love the Malama soap and the cream. It is wonderful. And doTERRA's lotions are just phenomenal, non-greasy, incredibly moisturizing, and they just feel good. So here's our lineup of BOGOs for the Canadian market, those in Canada ordering from the Canadian warehouse. And our first lineup, of course, is the AirX. Buy AirX, get Purify for free. Now, we do not have sellouts in Canada just yet, but they are coming. I promise. These are really great pairings. And so we talked about AirX already. So I'm going to leave that one and move on to Purify. But Purify is one that we have used in our laundry for the entire time we've been with doTERRA. And at the time when I started with doTERRA back in 2010, we had 3 bedwetters in our house out of 5 boys. Okay. It wasn't a pleasant time in our lives with regards to the stench of bedwetting. And so that was a really hard time. And when I started adding Purify to our laundry and getting rid of the stench of bedwetting, my husband said to me, "Don't ever run out of this stuff." And we haven't. However, I think I have, because I could not find any Purify the other day. And so I had to grab for a bottle of Abode, which was equally wonderful in laundry. So I used a 15 ml bottle of the Abode blend, which was yummy. But the Purify blend is the oil of purification. I have used it for many great immune functions, especially around the ears, around the feet. I apply it to the feet. It's not one you can take internally, but you can apply it topically with dilution. Anytime you are feeling like you need to be purified of negativity, purified of disease, purified of infection, purified of virus, purified of parasites, whatever you feel like you got going on, Purify is an option. It's also a fantastic oil to diffuse if you have bad odors in the house. You can put it on a cotton ball and put that cotton ball in the shoes if you've got stinky feet. You can put that in the diffuser in the kitchen if you've cooked fish, that sort of thing. And it's fantastic. It's also my go-to if I get a bug bite. Now, I love doTERRA's Terra Shield blend, and some of you in Canada may not think it's adequate enough. And I'm going to just remind you that Terra Shield is already diluted, ready to apply. I love to buy it in the 30 ml spray bottle, so it's ready to spray and apply right on my hands. I spray it on my hands. I don't like to spray it on my clothes or spray it on my body. I like to spray it in my hands and then rub it where I need it. And then after I get done rubbing it into my skin, I actually rub it on the outside of my clothing and let that aroma sink in. I love to use Terra Shield for my dog. And so when I forget to use Terra Shield and I get bites, Purify is my very, very first one to reach for. I do have a blend for bites, and it's got Purify in it, but that is a wonderful, wonderful blend for bug bites to help stop that horrible itching and swelling. As I said, I've used it for any kind of a ringing in the ears. I've used it for any kind of ear issues, and it is a phenomenal help and emotionally helps us heal from being toxic. So it's a purifying oil, okay? Purify assists individuals in releasing toxic emotions and entering a cleansing state. This is a great one to use while you're doing the 30-day cleanse as well, because as you're doing the 30-day cleanse, not only are you cleansing physically, but you are also cleansing emotionally. And you might find yourself on a little bit of a bell curve going up and down and up and down, and the Purify will help kind of correct that. Not kind of, it will help correct that. So Purify revitalizes the energy system, washing away negative influences. This blend supports individuals who feel trapped by negativity or toxicity. Purify provides freedom from past habits and patterns. So if you find yourself stuck in the past and you have that same old record playing over and over and over in your mind, I can't do because, or this is my experience, and it goes over and over and over and over. Purify is a great one to reach for. It's especially helpful in combating toxic feelings of hate, rage, enmeshment, and in severing other negative attachments. So if you feel like you have familial curses or evil spirits around you, get out the Purify. Like lemongrass, Purify makes a wonderful space cleaner. It can clear negative energy from the household and the environment, as well as cleanse the air of odor and harmful microorganisms. This is one that I used to mop my floors with. Now I use a steamer, but I still will sometimes drip Purify or lemon oil or some kind of citrus oil on the floor, get it sopped up in the steamer mop, and then go ahead with the rest of my mopping. Okay. Diffused in the air, these oils can facilitate emotional breakthroughs. In order to heal, one must receive. But in order to receive, one must first release what is blocking the new clean energy from entering. Let me read that again. In order to heal, one must receive. But in order to receive, one must first release what is blocking the new clean energy from entering. Purify supports individuals in constantly releasing the old so they can be open to the new. Great pairing. This is a must-have. I would probably get as many as I could of that combination because I use them all the time. And I've learned to absolutely love AirX. Oops, that didn't advance. Okay, here's the next pairing for Canada. Buy Vetiver Touch, get cedarwood 15 mil for free. Now let's take a look at the issues or the problems we're looking to support. Can you, if you're having trouble sleeping, having trouble with PTSD, if you are having night terrors or your children are, Vetiver is the absolute go-to. It is a wonderful grounding blend. When I first had hosted my first class with Peggy Smith in my home back in April of 2010. I asked her, what do you have for ADD and ADHD? And she said, Vetiver is magnificent. Well, let me tell you, I bought her bottle of vetiver off of her that night because my oldest son struggled with ADHD. My second son struggled with ADD. And my oldest son kept interrupting us multiple times during the course of that class. I was in a area of my kitchen where I could close two doors and have a separate room in there. And he kept coming in and out, and it was really disruptive and a little bit embarrassing. But after I bought Peggy's bottle of vetiver off of her that night, and after everyone left about 10:30 at night, I actually had him sit on a chair and I rubbed his feet with the vetiver. And within 20 minutes, he had drawled speech, was really sleepy, and went off to bed. And this was my boy that could never sleep. He struggled immensely with sleeping. And so he would go to his bed at bedtime and he would stay in his room, but he would read books night after night after night. He read encyclopedias from front to back. He read dictionaries from front to back, different dictionaries. I think he read a total of about 4 dictionaries, and he is well versed in lots of things and lots of uh he's a great trivia person, let me tell you that. And so he's got a massive amount of storage of memory up there that he put in his brain because he couldn't sleep. And this vetiver on the very first night helped him go off to sleep. And then I started making a peaceful child blend using the vetiver. To me, vetiver smells like mountain dirt. I absolutely love it. I love to escape to the mountains. Going to the mountains are very grounding for me. I absolutely love that. And so the vetiver is really helpful for irritability. It's really helpful for grounding. It's really helpful to settle anxious feelings. It's really helpful for focus issues. It's really helpful to calm that monkey brain. It's incredibly helpful for sleep. It's my go-to for sleep. I have a roller bottle of vetiver next to my sink as well. And this is a really great one if we're feeling all kinds of stress and overwhelm. The cedarwood, on the other hand, is also great for sleep. It's also got some similar benefits as the vetiver with reducing anxious feelings, with elevating the mood, but it also is fantastic for the skin. I love to apply this one also after bug bites if I haven't put on my terror shield. The cedar wood, I've been using it this week because I've actually applied thyme oil to my sinuses because I felt something coming on a little bit, and I've been trying to stay well. And I've had a breakout of skin, and I've been applying thyme to these pimples on my face. It's like I just went through the GX Assist phase 2 of the cleanse, and it's not uncommon that all those toxins come out through the skin. And that's what happened for me. And so I would apply the thyme oil first and then apply the cedarwood on top. And it's a wonderful combination for skin, but it's also calms the heat of the thyme and it's fantastic for skin for any kind of skin irritations. Now, these are two must-haves that have been around for a long time. So buy Serenity Touch, get Balance Touch for free. And if you mix those two in combination, use them together, layer them together, they are incredible for just calming. We call it Valium in a roller bottle, okay? And so this is a great one to calm anxious feelings, to calm the over-anxious mind, the monkey brain, to help us reduce feelings of stress, help us unwind, help us relax, and go into a calm night's sleep. And so I love the Balance Blend. That is such a great grounding oil blend and really helps bring us back to center and helps us function so much better. So if we're feeling overwhelmed, disconnected, these two together are truly magnificent. And I hope you've used them in the past and you just need to replenish by getting this BOGO. Now, this is a beautiful savings because this Deep Blue combo, this is the 15 ml bottle of Deep Blue, not the 5 ml bottle. 3 times the amount, 250 drops of Deep Blue in that 15 ml bottle. The only way we can get that 15 ml bottle in the States is to buy the Aroma Touch Massage Technique starter kit with all 8 oils in the 15 ml bottles, including the Deep Blue. And so in Canada, you've got a real treat this month to get the Deep Blue 15 ml bottle of essential oil. And then you have finally, I know you're rejoicing. You have the Deep Blue stick now available in the Canadian warehouse. So buy the Deep Blue 15 ml bottle of oil and you're going to get that Deep Blue stick for free. The Deep Blue stick is actually labeled for pain and discomfort, and it's got the copaiba mixed with the Deep Blue blend. It is my reach and roll. I had an accident a week ago Saturday, and I have needed a whole lot more Deep Blue, and this is in my bathroom drawer, and I apply that all over me. I need some more now. I should have it down in my office, but I need to get another one in my drawer down here. So at any rate, Deep Blue Stick is wonderful and really good for any kind of achiness, discomfort, any kind of sore muscles, backache, any kind of bruising. In fact, it's great for strained muscles. It's great for sore joints, great for head tension. This is a magnificent duo and a very popular one at that. Whoops. Okay, and then here's our Helichrysum Touch, which we talked about. If you buy the Helichrysum Touch, you're going to get the Neroli for free. So we've already talked about Helichrysum. I love it, as I said, for skin, mending the skin together. Anytime we have any skin separation, any bleeding, bruising, swelling, Helichrysum to the rescue. I actually used Helichrysum in my birth. She bled heavily after birth, and I put a couple of drops of Helichrysum right there under her, and then I put a couple of drops on her abdomen, lower abdomen, over the uterus after her baby was born. And it was magnificent for stopping that bleeding. And so the neroli oil is a beautiful blend, and neroli is from the orange blossom. And so we have the petitgrain from the leaves, we have the wild orange from the fruit and from the peeling of the fruit, and then we have the neroli from the orange blossom. So from that wild orange tree, we get 3 different combinations. Now, the neroli is the oil of shared purpose and partnership. And so this is a really great unifying oil. I like to use it in conjunction with magnolia actually, because together they are a wonderful duo for bringing us back together as a community, helping us feel compassion and love and empathy for one another. But neroli is a unifying and stabilizing oil. It is particularly helpful for calming troubled hearts in relationship conflict. Think about that. Now, if you've ever had an opportunity to walk through a citrus grove or an orange grove when the trees are in blossom, it is divine. And that is what you're getting in the Neroli blend. Neroli's influence promotes harmony in the changing dynamics of long-term relationships. Who do you know that's talking about divorce? This is a great one to bring out and have both partners use it ongoingly. Diffuse, diffuse, diffuse. I wish that came in a 5 ml bottle. Ongoing partnerships require acceptance and growth. And I think each one of us, as we're in marriage relationships, hit some real bumps in the road. And if we can just be gentle with one another, and it really helps us do that, the oil of shared purpose and partnership. If we can just be gentle with one another and move through those bumps, we can usually look to the other side. Over time, perceived weaknesses in others come into full view, and as a result, individuals can grow bitter, frustrated, unsympathetic, and create emotional distance from people they once loved and cherished. I remember after my husband and I had been married for 21 years, we didn't like each other very well. and we were struggling and actually talking divorce. It was a very difficult time in our lives, and I had several friends that were encouraging me, supporting me in getting divorced. And then one day I was walking on the trails and I heard this little voice whisper, if it was right 21 years ago, you need to make it right now. So sometimes we need to be reminded of what brought us together in the first place. Why did we fall in love? What attracted us to one another? And Neroli helps us do that, okay? Um, if left unchecked, these feelings can grow into dysfunction and destruction and destructive thoughts and behaviors. Perceived stagnation in a relationship can cause despair and apathy and feed a desire to blame, punish, or escape. Alternatively, Neroli invites individuals to develop the character traits of fidelity, empathy, patience, forgiveness, and resilience to ease those relationship challenges. Neroli assists with the positive evolution of sexual intimacy between individuals who have been together long enough to experience significant contrast in their sexual relationship. It symbolizes the fleeting beauty of spring blossoms and honors the long lasting creation cycle in the life of the tree. Neroli aids in realizing deeper states of connection in intimate moments. It also encourages individuals to address the emotional barriers that impede healthy sexual expression and connection. Neroli gently reminds that sexual unity is a key aspect of relationship happiness and to take time to nurture this process. Neroli teaches that unity blossoms from adaptation, cooperation, tolerance, perseverance, and kindness. It encourages active acceptance and supportive space for the chosen partner. Neroli invites individuals to attune their focus to the beautiful tapestry that is created as two lives intertwine to share purpose and find meaning. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our Canadian bogle pairings. Beautiful, beautiful combination of oils. And I hope that you can see that there's lots of oils you could pair together for a synergistic benefit to realize your ultimate potential in any area. And so I hope this has been helpful tonight. I want you to encourage you to do a little bit of self-care, do a little self-evaluation, see what you need to self-actualize and be your best self and make your relationships and your familial relationships the best they can possibly be. So enjoy these BOGOs. I encourage you to take advantage of these savings. When you have 50% savings on top of the 25% off as a wholesale member, those are some deep savings. And so it's a great time to stock up and get lots of freebies that you otherwise would not get. So have a good night. I'm Debbie Gordon, and I hope you will post below this video your take homes, your favorite choices, what you ordered perhaps from the BOGOs, what you plan to order, and don't wait any longer. Get on that. Now, to all of you in Canada, you can order from either the US warehouse or the Canadian warehouse or both. And so take advantage of all of those pairings. And I'm sad to say that the Melissa is sold out. I'm really sad to see that. So at any rate, I hope this has been helpful, and I encourage you to have a good night, a great week, and welcome springtime. Bye-bye for now.